the Champions League semi-final first leg, 2012, Chelsea and Barcelona at Stamford Bridge. Barcelona, Adriano, Mascherano, Puyol and Alves. Busquets, Xavi, Iniesta. Sanchez, wide and making penetrating runs from one side. Messi, dropping low, normally into inside right more than inside left, so that he can come inside on his left foot. But reference as a striker, but always dropping into this position. And then Fabregas, who also came inside to make a four. So lots of bodies centrally. Very fluid, but fundamentally 4-3-3. Chelsea were Ivanovic, Cahill, Terry and Ashley Cole. In midfield we were Mikel, Mireles and Lampard. And we were Mata on the right, Drogba as the striker, and then Ramirez on the left. We'd been playing 4-2-3-1, but for this game, because of the three midfield players and the quality of the three midfield players of Barcelona, and Messi dropping low into midfield, and Fabregas coming in from the right into midfield, we felt we needed a minimum 3 players in that area to help to get some control. We made a couple of tactical changes. Ramirez normally would play on the right or inside, but for this game, Alves was always overlapping on the right-hand side, with Fabregas playing inside, so a very offensive right-back. And we felt that on this side of the pitch with Ramirez, not only would it help to control Alves, but if we recovered balls, Ramirez had the speed to counter-attack behind Alves and into that space. So a different role for Ramirez than normal. In midfield, very positional. So Mireles and Mikel hardly ever to attack, always in good positions in counter-attack. Lampard a little bit more freedom, given the individual qualities that he has, a little bit more freedom to go, but more positional, Mireles and Mikel. And on this side of the pitch, we felt that Adriano, who could go, but was less offensive. Mata, who's a very good, talented footballer, but not a fantastic defender in these positions. More of an offensive player. This was a better balance of Ramirez and Mata. The key, really, apart from the players producing a fantastic performance, the key really was the not opening up too much ever when we attacked, so that in counter-attack there was space. The one time we did lose the ball in our own build-up, the ball ended up being cleared off the line at our end, Ashley Cole. So big focus on in possession, retaining good positions and good balance so we weren't vulnerable in counter-attack. And then without the ball, really, it was a low, compact block, trying to control the spaces, and then looking to counter-attack behind Alves with Ramirez. Arguably, the best midfield trio that's ever played the game. Busquets, fantastic at receiving the ball with pressure in first phase from the goalkeeper. One of the best midfield players I've ever had the privilege to see live, receiving the ball under pressure, really clear pictures of where his support was, and capable with just making little dummies and feints, of making time for himself to turn and to play the ball forwards. Here with Xavi and Iniesta, again, 2 players who are completely comfortable receiving the ball under pressure. The scenario of Busquets Iniesta, Xavi, Messi coming low and dropping in, Fabregas, and again another wonderful footballer receiving the ball, capable of receiving the ball in the tight. You've got 5 players who are basically looking to try and create 5 against 3 in this middle area of the pitch. So not only tactical superiority, but also great individual technical ability that even if you had 5 against 5, they could still play their tight, quick football through you. But what they did have was a threat in behind, and that was Sanchez's job, to stretch, to play high, and then to look always for those runs into depth. So the possession is one thing, but that was always balanced by the threat in behind as well. Often in our game, this would happen where Fabregas would come low, and then either Xavi or Iniesta would make those runs into depth. So completely fluid. As good a technicians in terms of receiving the ball under pressure as you can have on the football field, and numerical superiority. So a team that's almost impossible to press high. The only solution really, I think, is to close the area. Very important that the wide players on both sides come in very narrow. That suited Ramirez on this side of the pitch. Mata less so, but a very narrow, compact 5. And again, the distance between the midfield 5 and the back 4, once that becomes too great, they'd have the ability to combine quickly and find the likes of Messi in between the lines, and then you were going to be in trouble. So, important these distances were always compact. They could have the ball in front, but the 4 and the 5 and the distance between the lines, fundamental to try to keep this super talented group of players away from the goal. Messi, in his role, so this is Messi as the striker, but doesn't play high as a striker, plays low and in midfield. And we did some analysis before the game of what areas he occupies the most, and significantly a higher proportion, percentage-wise, into this inside right channel, so that he could dodge and bob and weave and come inside to play off his left foot, crosses, shots, through balls. Two-thirds more on this side of the pitch than on this side of the pitch, where more about speed going on the outside. And as a result of that, we'd made Meireles very positional and Mikel always positional, with particular attention on this side of the pitch, with Ramirez also closing to close this space. We almost created a 5 here: left back, left wing, Ramirez, Meireles, Mikel, and the left side centre back, John Terry. That whenever he dropped into this position, we always had not only one player who was going to be within reasonable distance to stop a turn or to confront 1-against-1, but cover. So inevitably Messi would beat one player, but then to surround with 3 players to give ourselves a better chance of getting some control. The players produced fantastic performances and defended with great resilience, and then produced some really good moments in the few counter-attacks that we had. The winning goal was scored when Lampard here recovered a ball actually off Messi in midfield. Alves was advanced as we'd anticipated, and a quick ball out to Ramirez, who got behind Alves in counter-attack to then cross the ball for Drogba to score just before half-time. That in the end was the decisive goal. And I think we felt to go to the Nou Camp with any chance, we really needed to have a lead. And 1-0, a clean sheet, really set up the second leg so that we went with some hope.